Hey guys, it's Kip here from KDC Marketing, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about marketing strategies that actually work. So a lot of people don't like marketing because they feel like they invest all this time and money and energy into it and they don't get anything out of it. There's no clear ROI for their marketing spend or their marketing budget, and they get frustrated and get um, kind of disillusioned with marketing agencies or marketing companies and just feel in general that marketing doesn't work. So I understand that and have seen that happen to myself, have happened to other people. Like I've experienced that myself personally. And I think a lot of times that is what happens when people try to do some marketing. They end up spending money on something that they don't get a lot of return back from those campaigns or those efforts. So a lot of that has to do with having the wrong marketing strategy, at least in my opinion. If you have the right marketing strategy, if you focus on a few things that work really well, then you can be successful with marketing. That's exactly what I do with my YouTube videos, and I just share valuable, helpful content, things that I think will help people design better Wix Studio websites or learn Figma better or understand marketing better so that they can get better results. And through that process of creating these videos and sharing some things I know, that builds trust with people, and then they come and want to work with me. They want me to design their website, or they want help with content marketing, or they want help with other things, just because they trust me. And so that's the whole thing, is when marketing is done correctly, when it's not done as a way to just generate leads out of thin air, then you are able to do marketing that works, that actually brings customers into your business, people who want to work with you, people who know, like, and trust you, people who are following your story and engaging with your company and your brand and your content and all those kind of things. So a lot of times when people think about marketing, they think about Google ads, and they think about meta ads, and they think about SEO, and they think about these tactics that people always talk about when it comes to marketing. And those things do work. If you do those things the correct way, they do work, generate traffic, they do work to bring in leads, they do work to help grow your business. But a lot of times they don't work because they don't have the right strategy behind them, or it's the wrong budget, or the wrong campaign, or the wrong overall idea of how marketing works. And really, if you break it down to its simplest form, marketing is designed to get you visibility, it's designed to build trust, and it's designed to get you customers. And so you need something that will do all three of those things: get you more visibility, help you build trust with your potential customers, and then help them take that next step to become customers. And that's why I love content marketing and creating these YouTube videos, because this is the way to build trust with people. They can see you, they can hear you, they can experience what it's like to work with you. They can see if they like your style, if they like your way of thinking, all before they ever become a customer. And I have had people who have become my customers, and people who I've had meetings with who did not become my customers, who have all said something along the same lines, and that they've watched the videos and they just felt like they could trust me. Or they've watched the videos and they really liked how I did this one thing or explained this thing, and that's why they reached out for the next step. That's why they scheduled an appointment. That's why they became a customer. That's why they wanted to work with KDC Marketing. So I'm not using my business as a perfect example. I'm just using it to show you that through this process of content marketing, it is working, and it is doing what it needs to do, which is to build trust with people. And that's really all that it's about. My channel is super simple. I share tutorial videos. I share some of these kind of talking head videos where I'm just trying to give you the best tips and tricks and advice that I can to help make your life better. That really is my whole purpose. And again, I am trying to run a business, so that comes into it, but that's really what I'm trying to do. A lot of my thumbnails on YouTube aren't the best. A lot of my content's not the best, but I do have people who become my customers who have found me through YouTube content. And the issue is a lot of people don't know that it takes work to do this kind of thing. I've been publishing content for over 2 years consistently, sometimes one video a week. And then all this year, I've been doing 2 videos a week. So that's taken a lot of time and investment for me to believe and trust in the process of creating content. But now that my channel is a bit more established, I have a few more subscribers, I'm getting more views and getting more leads from YouTube. Now I'm starting to see the fruits of that effort. And I really only focused on one channel. I just have my YouTube channel. I don't do TikTok. I don't really do Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or any of the other stuff that people are doing. I just do YouTube because I want something that is long form. I want something where somebody can hear my voice and see my face and watch my content and discover my content for years on end. I don't want to just pay money on an ad platform to market my business to strangers, to people who haven't heard of me, who I'm just showing up in their feed or just showing up on Google for a quick try to generate leads really quickly. That's not what I want. I want something that's more long term, that rewards me for the more effort and time that I put into it, and that's content marketing. The channel that I've built, the audience that I built over time is growing and compounding month over month, week over week, year over year, and becoming more and more valuable over time. And it really is simple. It's just about building community. It's about building trust. It's about sharing value. It's about answering people's questions. It's about responding to people's comments. And it's about trying to be the most helpful that I can be on these videos. And like I said, it's not perfect. It's not the best content in the world, but it does check all those boxes and allows people to see if they want to work with me. And then when they contact me and start talking to me, a lot of them feel like they already know me. They feel like they've already talked with me before, or they feel like it's just kind of something that they're used to. And that's because the content has done that over time. It's built that trust and helped them in some way. And so they've wanted to reach out and do more. So a lot of people don't want to hear that it's going to take them years to publish content. They don't want to hear they have to create videos. They don't like being in front of the camera. They don't like sharing things. They don't like doing putting themselves out there online. But that's what it takes in today's world to grow a business. And like I said, there's all these other strategies out there. There's YouTube, there's SEO, there's Google Ads, there's all these other things you can do with AI coming into the mix, all these other things that you could be focusing on. But if you focus on this one thing, if you focus on content marketing, you can build trust with your customers, and it works. Marketing can work if you do it the right way. And that's the thing that people are really after. What I find what people hate more than understanding that it's going to take them some time and they're going to eventually have it work is doing these quick strategies and then having it not work. People hate that kind of thing. They hate spending all this money on ads, getting 0 leads or 0 customers, and then they say, marketing doesn't work. And I totally understand why they feel that way, because it didn't work and it wasn't a good strategy to begin with. You need to build your company and your business for the long term, something that really is going to work, something that you can invest your time and effort into, knowing that you're going to get the result on the other end. And that's why a lot of these things don't work. They're too quick. They're just marketing to strangers. And again, they can work. They can work if you have a big enough budget. They can work if you have a really established business. They can work if you have a good reputation. They can work if you have thousands of customers, you have a ton of credibility. But if you don't have those things, then it's a lot harder to convince somebody to work with your business or your brand just by seeing a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad or an ad on Google. They want to see who you are. They want to learn more about you. They want to be able to trust you in order to do business with you. And all those other things work in your favor. Then they go to your website and they might review that. They might see some of the reviews that are left on Google and they go to that. And there's all these touch points that happen in this whole customer journey that is a bit complex to get them to become your customer. But if you break it down, it's really about building trust. And so if you focus on those things that work to build trust with your customers, and then you deliver an exceptional customer experience when they do become your customers, then you can get referrals and that, and you can grow your business. There's so many ways and things that you can grow your business. So just wanted to make this video to share my recent thoughts about this. I've had a lot of thoughts about this recently. The marketing does work. Marketing can work if it's done correctly. And a lot of times it just needs to be more simple. It needs to be more simple. It needs to be more focused. It needs to be more clear. And it needs to be focused on results. And sometimes the ways that you get there are taking these longer paths, these paths that you have to invest more time into in order to get the result. Everybody wants to grow their business, tomorrow. Everybody wants it to happen now. They don't want to wait for their business to grow. But that just isn't realistic when you think about the kind of growth that you want. So if you want to grow your business, if you want to, get more customers, generate more leads, have a business that's growing and thriving over time, then invest in those strategies that are going to get you there, that are really going to work. And content marketing has been proven time and time again to work for years. It's just that nobody talks about it as much as the trendy TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So a lot of the same principles that I'm talking about on YouTube apply to any platform, but people are too split, focused on so many other things that they can't focus on that one thing that's going to really generate them results. So take a step back, think about what you want to do. If you want help with your marketing, I can help you at KDC Marketing. This is what I do. I help clients with their marketing. I help them simplify their marketing. I help them get clear on their marketing and focus on things that actually work. And if there's something that's not going to work, then I'm going to be honest and tell you up front that I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to be worth your time to invest money in ads, $5 a day, when you can be doing something else for free that might work better, things like that. So hope this video has been helpful. I hope that as you kind of try to navigate the marketing landscape, if you're thinking about it and it's feeling overwhelming, just try to simplify it. Try to go back to the core issue or the core problem or the core solution, and that will get you there. And in my mind, that's building trust with customers, increasing your visibility, and then there's this process that they follow to become your customers. So hope this has been helpful, and I will see you in the next video.